world searching for gaming knowledge comes the man, the myth, a legend in his own mind, Critical. Welcome back, guys and gals. Critical here. Today I'm bringing an episode of Subsistence on my softcore playthrough. Alright, I am fed. I've got everything going. I'm going to go ahead and turn this on, turn that off. It's going to start getting cold very quickly. Ooh, did I turn that off too soon? Yeah, I need to head down quick. I'm going to be taking some damage on the way down, but that's okay. Well, we had our first attack yesterday, or the last recording, I should say. So that was interesting. It does appear as though the hunters could give a flying foobar, I'll say it that way, about the cold. And that kind of sucks. I was really hoping that the hunters would be affected at least a little bit by the cold, but it doesn't appear as that is going to be a thing. Alright, so I still have the one hunter base. I'm expecting a second hunter base today. They come pretty fast in multiplayer, and every base pops in with 2 hunters, and 1 hunter already has armor and 1 doesn't. So expect that to be a thing. And I want to go look for that hunter base, and I'm thinking somewhere up that area. Now, if you guys are following along in my hardcore season, ooh, we've had some close moments. All because of the cougars. Usually the cougars are what's doing me in right now. Very close. Last one, yeah, I mean, it was super close. I thought for sure I was dead. And, you know, that's where I'm heading in right now, is cougar country. Now, this isn't hardcore, but I still don't want to lose my stuff. I worked hard to get what I've got, and if I lose, you know, just losing my shirt, and I've got problems because I'm not going to be able to survive in my base very well. Another reason I didn't get rid of my other base, in case I need it as a fallback location until I can make a new shirt or something. Yeah, they're starting to get their walls up. I want them to get completely built up as fast as possible, why I'm not attacking them. Because I need to loot them and get a hunting jacket. They're the best source of warmth I've got right now. Where am I at? Right? Yeah. I do need to get the supplies together for a workbench. So I'm pushing toward that. I'm going to go ahead and keep smelting down the ores that I have and try to get a good stockpile of fragments so I don't have to worry about that, and I can just immediately start making armor plates. Because, I mean, let's be honest, that's where it's at right now. Get the workbench, get some armor plates, make a helmet and a vest. And then the hunter. And once I have all that, the cold won't be as much of an issue. I could probably survive without a fire in my house if I was completely kitted out. Now, there's no reason not to have a fire. I'm just saying, once I have my full kit, I'll be able to move around my house without needing to stay by the fire continuously just to survive and not take damage. I mean, not that I can't just go around and, you know, take a little bit of damage while I'm doing something and then go stand next to the fire and get the health back. I mean, that works, but just, you know, I prefer not to take damage. We'll put it that way. Now, I've got a funny feeling not a lot of people are playing my favorite game. Because another game came out that everybody is playing. And it's funny, I see all the same names from our forum on that forum. And yes, I am playing the game. I am covering it on my channel. I mean, it is an early access survival game. I'm kind of feel obligated to cover it. But don't worry, guys. I'm not leaving Subsistence. I don't care how good the game somebody else makes. It's not Subsistence. Subsistence, in my opinion, a lot of people are like, "Oh, you guys just copied Subsistence," da da da. No, they wish that their game was as good as Subsistence is. So, I'm not leaving. I'm not going anywhere. Though I am going to play hooky and play another game. I'm going to try to save my arrows for rogue hunters. And yes, once again, I am on the hunt for rogue hunters. I want them gears, man. Give me them gears. Okay, bear. I saw something moving over there. I was like, what is that? It's a bear. It's a bear. We're going to come down here. Ooh, crate. Oh, darn it. I forgot to do it. Maybe I should do it mid-video. Okay. Somebody posted, and I'm so sorry if you watch this video and I don't remember your name off the top of my head, in the forum that they were validating their files and they saw that there was 3 files that were needed to be re-downloaded because they were corrupted. And they noticed that when they did that the world seemed to be full of loot. And I actually started a response to that in a negative, meaning I'm like, dude, don't come here with those kind of things. That doesn't make any sense. And I actually stopped mid-post and thought about it. And watching Game Edge, not that I do anymore, but back in the day when I used to watch Game Edge all the time, and I used to feel it too, there was this feeling that after an update, Cold Games would put out an update. We used to have, and Game Edge was famous for saying, as far as I'm concerned, famous for saying it, guys, you need to get into the game. We had an update. You know what that means? Loot-tastic, Loot City. And this person that posted in the forum said that they went and validated their game, and it seemed that they found a lot more loot in the game because they validated the files. And the reason I bring it up is, well, as I was replying to that, I was like, wait a second. I remember that, hey, it's update day, get out and loot because there's a lot more loot on after an update. It kind of felt that way. And I'm wondering that if you validate your file, I almost could have caught that rabbit by hand. If you validate your files, that the loot is not more. Now, how to test it, I'm not sure because it's hit or miss. If I were to do like a 5-minute test, how much stuff I get? Well, it depends which way you go. It depends which way RNG puts loot down, so it's actually in your path. I could loot for 5 minutes, see what I got, validate, loot for 5 minutes, and see what I got. But I'm not sure that would be any good way of doing it because there's too many variables. But I am curious if that was what was causing that. And when I first started this series, I was running into a couple issues, and it was mainly my own fault, my own setup, but I was having some frame drops, stuff like that. And I often was uninstalling and reinstalling the game to try to get, fix those issues, thinking at first it actually was the game's issue. And it turned out to be my own drivers that were the issue, but I thought it was the game. And so before I would play, I would go ahead and uninstall, reinstall, try it. Oh, that didn't work. I'd go ahead and just play it. The next time I come back in, I try a different thing, uninstall, reinstall. That didn't work. And I seem to be getting a lot of, you guys are, all right, damn, he's getting a lot of loot. And I was getting mad loot. Seeds. I almost broke my leg. Gotta be careful. Seeds and all sorts of stuff. And it was really cool how much loot I was getting. And I thought that it was that multiplayer thing where there's more loot in multiplayer. But since I got that driver fixed, I haven't needed to do a restart, and the loot seems to have slowed down. So maybe there is something to it, to the fact that, I'm going to go ahead and try that real quick. I'm going to go ahead and pause the video. I'm going to go log out of the game. I am going to revalidate my files, and we'll do a live test. We saw how much loot roughly I got. I mean, that's what I've been able to pick up and what I've seen. And I just want to try this once, just, live on camera and see what happens. So I'll be back in just a minute. All right, welcome back, guys and gals. So I went ahead and validated my files. There were 5 files that needed to be validated that I guess for some reason were messed up. And the person that posted this on the forum said about the same thing, that he remember seeing about 5 files. I think it was 5 files that needed to be validated when they checked. So the question is, do we see more loot? Does it feel like there's more loot in the game now that we validated those files versus before we validated those files? Honestly, I don't know. I am seeing a few more crates, but I mean, anytime you log out and log back into the game, you do tend to see more crates because it gives a chance for the crates in the world to spawn in. That I do know. We'll go back through the woods that we came back through before and just see if it seems to be a little more spread out. Not that I went for every crate I saw because there was animals and, I'm not so loot whorish today that I need to go for every single crate that I see. Well, let's be honest, I am, and I do, and I will, but I will definitely go for the iron. There's just been a lot of people complaining about not finding fiber. They're tired looking for fiber, and I'm like, God, I see fiber everywhere I go, literally. It's like, dude, stop throwing fiber in my face. Give me more blueberries. And maybe that's part of the issue? I doubt it, but maybe? I mean, if I was being subjective in what I'm seeing before to what I'm seeing now, it doesn't feel like there's more loot in the game now. Now, it would be nice if Cold Games could figure out why there was a 5 files need to be validated all the time, or however many files it is. This time for me it was 5. And it might not. And I thought there was a post where they said that somebody had said that it had nothing to do with the game. It's because when you play the game, certain files are modified based on what you're doing in the game. I don't know. I remember a post. I couldn't find it either, and I did look. I remember some post talking about validations and why the game files seem to be getting corrupted all the time. And I thought the response, I don't think it was Cold Games that responded to it, but I thought the response was, that's normal. It's how the game files are stored on your computer, and when you play, those game files are overwritten. But I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm not the developer. I don't understand the coding, but I mean, it did make sense because I do remember the days that we had that, update loot haul. Cold Games doesn't update. Everybody wants to get into the game and loot and go crazy because, there's all this extra loot in the world. Maybe that's a validation of the feelings we were getting, how the game felt. And I have to admit, I do see a few more. I mean, look at 5 ores on that one. You guys know I love that rock and hardcore. And yes, almost every day when I come out of my house, I find 1 or 2 ores, but there's 5 ore deposits on this rock alone. And I don't think I've ever seen 5 ore deposits on this rock at the same time. Maybe there is something to that? Look at that copper. Like, was this going to be 4 iron nodes total? Wow. I might be validating my files every time before I play from now on if the loot's gonna flow this good. And the reason I was talking about that is because that's basically what's happening when there's an update. Game files are being updated, or in this case, the validation process is updating, repairing, replacing, overwriting. I don't know what actually is going on, so I don't want to label it perfectly because I'm not sure. Your files and causing stuff to spawn. Like I said, I don't know the game code. I'm not a developer in any way, shape, or way. I'm just some old gamer that has no clue what he's talking about, and it's trying to make myself sound a lot smarter than I actually am. This is definitely a good haul on ores. I mean, if there's no more extra loot, but it's just extra ores in the game, even that makes it worth it. Wow. That's a nice haul. Definitely a nice haul. Well worth it. Especially since it only takes a minute or two to validate files and re-download them. I'm a believer. Now this rock I usually do find 2 ores. When there are ores over here, I usually see 2 on this rock. I want to keep looking, but I want to go look for rogue hunters. Really want to go look for rogue hunters. We're going to go up near my old lake where I used to live, and then we're going to swing back out to the left, maybe take on a cougar on the way home. And hold on a second before I starve. Eat. You guys are like, Critical, you need to eat. You haven't eaten in hours in the game. Yeah, I was like, yeah, I know, I feel it. And drink. There we go. Having, I see bears, I see wolves. The last thing I want to have happen is I start getting chased and I run out of stamina and I get eaten by a bear. That would suck. That would not make for a good subsistence day. Yeah, and I'm sorry. I mean, once you've learned how to find fiber in this game, fiber is one of your least worries. I remember the days when it was like a struggle to find the fiber just to make a bow, let alone I used to never use fiber to make fuel bricks. That was like almost a cardinal sin. It's like, oh my god, you made a fuel brick out of fiber? Are you crazy? You need that for cordage and all this other stuff. I would never use fiber to make fuel bricks. Now first, second day of the game, I'm like, oh, I can start making fuel bricks. I've got 30, 40 fiber. No problems. Now, maybe that's a little bit of an exaggeration, but that's what it feels like. And you can't tell me what I'm feeling. You just have to accept that that's what I feel. Right or wrong. Oh, weird mood again. Don't question it, just go with it. It makes life so much easier. More medical plants. Always a good thing. Alright, I'm gonna go this way around the wolf. Patting it. Now see, that's a good one because I don't think the wolves and the bears can come up that. I'm not sure about the cougars. I think the cougars use the same pathing that the other animals use. So they shouldn't, I haven't seen a cougar over here. I can see a rabbit all the way over there. Almost like a shot at him. Don't want to waste my arrow though. Man, no rogue hunters. That's 2 days now. I haven't. Ooh. I was like, I'm gonna get a growl and the noise that I broke my leg at the same time. I'm gonna be like, okay, this is gonna, it's like quickly switch to the shotgun, save your life. Medical plant, thank you very much. Huh. I am hoping that one of the hunter bases spawns basically in Cougar Town, because I would love to catch on camera interactions between cougars and hunters. Now, I've seen the aftermath of a cougar hunt, meaning I've come across a cougar that's all bloody and a rogue camp with, 3 or 4 dead rogues around, but I've never caught it on camera. Yay, I'm being chased. Isn't this fun? Arrah, arrah, yes. I'm gonna get you. Come here. I need some meat. Thank you. I hadn't gotten any meat all day, and your fat would be nice too. Now, if I have to be honest, I really didn't see that much more. Like I said, the ore deposits, it did seem to do something with the ore deposits. But if I had to be honest, I'm not seeing like a loot bonanza. I saw an ore bonanza, but not loot crates. But that also might be an account because Cole Games has turned down the medical loot crates, if I remember correctly. Those were adjusted. Either what was actually inside of them or the actual chance that they spawn was lowered a little bit, I believe. I'm gonna go up on the mountain up here. I wanna see what I can see. All the time that we've been in this world, I have not come up to the top of the mountain yet. Ooh, it is cold up here. We're not going to go all the way to the very top because it is rather cold. Yeah, you know what? We're already up. Yeah, we're not going to go all the way. Alright, so there's Frost Home. There's a hunter fire at the tip of my arrow. I know I'm taking damage, but I'm just scanning to see if I see any other fires or anything, and I'm not anywhere. I was hoping to find, see if I could see a base someplace. Now, I would suggest if you do this, not to run down the steep hills, but to walk slowly, because if not, you can break your leg on the way down rather easily. The first time I ever went up into the mountains, yeah, I didn't end well. I broke my leg, I think, twice on the way back down. Remember correctly? I'm gonna put some fertilizer out here. That fire's still going, isn't it? Oh, no. That's just this. Turn off for a bit. Too bad that doesn't give you heat. I think that'd be kind of nice if it did. That would be kind of cool if the refinery would give you heat, act as a heat source. I mean, normally you guys probably, in a normal, if you build probably in a smart area, it wouldn't mean a thing, but where I'm building, it'd be rather nice. Oh well. And once again, I put all my stuff in a loot chest, and then I don't go into the loot chest and get all my stuff out. I'm so smart. I'm so good at this game that I don't actually have to play it. Yeah, whatever. I suck sometimes. I forget where I put stuff. But my time is up today. I've been Critical. This has been Subsistence on my softcore playthrough. I hope you guys have enjoyed this content, and I'll see you in the next ones. Take it easy. Bye.